Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
You are an American, so default with pride. We will show you how. We'll help you solve your problem with the bank once and for all in a truly grand fashion. Mortgages should be illegal. They are certainly immoral. You are actually expected to pay more than a house is worth. You were probably tricked by lawmakers and clever salesmen who gave you money and expected you to pay it back to them slowly over time. Well, now you don't have to. If they were foolish enough to loan money to a guy like you, they deserve to suffer. Do you know how many homes meet a tragic end due to electrical malfunctions, improper storage of petroleum, mudslides, and other disasters? Well, let's just put it like this. There's about to be one more.
Visit stoppayingyourmortgage.net.
Shut up and sit down.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Third Shift. This is episode 500. 500. There are 2 zeros in it, as a man once said. Oh, that was like 200 to 300 episodes ago that man once said that. But I, of course, am your host, your funky leader, the greatest man who's ever lived. It's me. It's Matt. And with me, as always, it's the light bearer, the light bringer, the light bearer bringer, the Beastmaster, Third Shift. It's Eric. He's here to tell us how his week was, what he has planned for the episode 500. What are we doing special, Eric? What you been doing? What have you been thinking about? Yeah, that's the face I wanted to see.
Special. What do you think we're doing? I told you that already. There ain't nothing special this episode. Maybe we'll do it like Matt said on the other, or whatever the one that equivalent to actual time, is. But there's nothing special today. And originally, Matt, it's funny because when we were originally talking about it, I was like, man, maybe we should get like somebody on or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we don't talk about anything specific anymore.
That means we could get anybody now, and anybody in the world could come on.
Yeah, but we don't get into nothing enough to where I think anybody'd be like, oh yeah, that'd be seriously awesome, worth my time. So I was like, that ain't gonna work. What are we gonna do? Nothing yet. And then of course Howard, he's always going, you need to do the live one. We're going to do live again. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, that's a nightmare. That's the whole reason I don't stream is because I tried to get back into it and I can't get this rig to do it. And so I'd have to restructure everything, build from scratch. And I'm like, that's not happening. That's not happening. And Matt knows. He sees my things now. He sees my little pictures. I go walking for 10, 12, 14 miles. I come home, you think, you know what Eric wants to do? You know what Eric wants to do? He wants to go in that basement and redo his entire setup. That's exactly what he wants to do. No, it's not. No, it's not. Nope.
I don't get it. Because I get it. Because we've talked about it, like, even for the podcast. I put on my same stuff and Discord is all wonkety. Audacity is all wonkety. So I get it. But like, even my dumbass can make it work. How is it that you would make it work? You've got even like better stuff though, and you're like, I plugged them in, and from day one they haven't worked. I know it's the Eric luck. I know that's what it is.
It's because there's some small damn thing somewhere that's not registering or working well with something.
There's one flood got like 2 drops in, just like the tiniest little membranes of something, and it went. Mm-hmm. It's over. It's done.
I'm just not going to give you either visual or audio, one of them. No matter what you do, I will not give you one of those. Period. And it's always that, every time. It's usually the audio.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on. I bought specific pieces that it's supposed to work with, the whole 9, and it's still like, nah. I'm like, that's stupid. That's why I got to convince Matt we're going to come over one day. We're going to just deconstruct this whole thing. We're going to eat pizza and have beers. We're going to put it all back together, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be great.
I can't eat pizza or have beers anymore, so the whole thing's gone. It's out now. It's all gone.
Matt will have a salad and a Nutra shake or something.
That actually sounds pretty good. Big old salad. Hell yeah.
Big, giant, massive Tuesday, Friday, salad Friday. TGI Friday, that's the place. TGI Friday salad. And
I was like, what's a Tuesday, Friday salad? You eat it so much, it's like 3 days of food.
No, I was just getting the places confused. They should have never named freaking restaurants after days of the week.
Oh. I was just thinking, okay, I got the Friday. Where'd the Tuesday come from? Oh, it came from Ruby Tuesday, which I loved. With the big salad bar, I would have a massive... Now I'm sad because that's gone for...
And they'd have that prime rib And they'd only be there when it's there. If they sold out, they sold out because they only made a certain amount every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, you used to always chase it, trying to get to there so you get that big old prime rib and then endless salad and all that.
They had those like pumpernickel croutons too.
Yes,
they were like
they
salted
sure
up
did.
and just like, oh my God, and soft.
Mhm.
Oh Jesus. Oh, I'm so bad.
See, I haven't
500
forgotten.
is supposed to be
I
a happy
remember.
episode, not a sad episode. No.
All the things that have died while we've been doing this show. All the things have died. Oh, goodness. So, anywho's, yes, here we are, episode 500. Awesome. Glad to be here. Glad we're still here. There's a million reasons why we could possibly have not been here, but we're still here, so that's great. And, of course, this week, it's one of those weird ones because we literally recorded the other day what you playing. So I've already talked about all the games I've been playing. So you get the sorry suckers if you don't subscribe to the Patreon. I'm not talking about the games today. That's what you get. That's what you get. The patrons, they get to hear me talk about the games. You don't this week because of the way everything fell. So with that being said, I did play Pragmata. I did play Cyberpunk 2077. And I played a little title called Saint Slayer Spear of Sacrilege. Those are the 3 games that I've been toasty posting this week and having a good time with. And I'll tell you this, Cyberpunk, last thing, all I got to do is finish this last mission. Game's done. Need to do it. Need to get my butt in gear. Pragmata, fantastic. Loving it. Having a great time. In fact, just the other night, I told Matt, I said, I should go get on Ghost of Yote and do those things. I got on Pragmata. And then I also said I should only play for an hour and then do some show notes and mess around. I played till 9:15, 9:20, and then I went, I got to go to bed. Oh, no, clickety, click, 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 go to sleep.
I wondered because I stay up a little bit later than you, well, especially lately. I've been staying up way too late. But I sit there and I had the Discord there, and I had, wrestling on up in the corner that I was mainly watching. I was like looking over at the timestamp on the Discord, like nothing. Okay, it's like 11:30. There's no way he's updating anything else. Clickety, because I got to go to bed now. I got to get my stuff in.
Yep, nope. I totally just got zoned in and was just going through the motions, and it was bedtime, and then I've been at work all day, blah, blah, blah. So that tells you that game is a lot of fun. It's definitely a video game. I said that on the thingy, but I won't tell you why, or you'll go on into detail this week with it. And of course, Saint Slayer, an homage to Castlevania. Folks, if you're old school, if you're old like us, and you played Castlevanias, the old ones, Dracula's Curse and the original and Simon's Quest, this game is going to be for you. You're going to enjoy the hell out of it. You're going to enjoy the boss fights. You're going to enjoy the enemies. You're going to enjoy the whole damn thing. It's just a ton of fun, very challenging, but rewarding when you get through there and figure it all out. There's a lot of little systems that let you kind of cheat. There's like the password system that when you die, it'll be like, hey, use this password. And then you use the password and you're right back to that level with 6 lives, your full max lives again, and you can keep on trucking. So it's not like the old ones where you're just brutally defeated and have to start over. No, blah, blah, blah. There's also, and I will say this, I didn't say this yesterday, so this is a piece you get that you didn't get yesterday, is that there's a code. Now, you'll have to go look it up because I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. But if you just want to play this game and you don't want the challenge, you don't want it to be difficult at all, there's a code that's already been told to everybody. You put it in, you get infinite lives. So you can just go through and beat the game and just experience it and then walk away and be like, that was great. I feel good and I'm done with it. And it took you probably about 3 hours because this game, I think, takes anywhere from 1 hour to like 4 or 5-ish hours. It's a small game. It's a Castlevania game. So there you go. Go check that out. I'm having fun with it. I hope y'all enjoy it as well because it's damn good.
And as for me, over the past essentially 2 weeks, I did a lot of stuff. So I'm going to talk about the real life stuff, and I'm going to buzz through the video games, kind of just like Eric said. We just did the What You Plan. So I'll do the video games first because it's no time at all. I beat and platinumed East 10 Proud Nordics. I beat and platinumed Ghost of Yote. I played Replaced and fell off of it. If you want to know specifically why, I go into it a lot on the What You Plan. And I've been playing a game that I'm going to talk about as my, quote, fingers released this week. But in the real world front, one of the first things I did, I'm looking at my calendar, went out to the Wharton Center. Lansing Symphony Orchestra had their Pops concert, which was the music of Studio Ghibli, which was awesome. And me, especially as somebody who I've watched like none of those movies, I think the one Studio Ghibli movie I've ever seen all the way through, like front to back, is Grave of the Fireflies. So if you know that one, you know what that's like. And so I've never seen any of the other ones, My Neighbor Totoro, Ponyo, Kiki's Delivery Service, any of that stuff. So it was cool to get some like fresh new music and like, wow, this is great music. I don't have any frame of reference for where this is, and I'm not like the people who are sitting next to me who are like so giddy for the music they were wiggling through the whole friggin' thing and like shaking the whole row of seats. That was bananas, but it was still great music. I mean, it's great music. Studio Ghibli makes good stuff apparently. So saw that, had fun with that. Also ran a 5K the next day. This comes into play later because I did 2 5Ks. I was okay. Spoiler: I did one on Sunday, and then 6 days later I did another one. So now I'm just like, I'm fiending for them. And I did those 2 because work paid for them. They're sponsored by charities that works with. So they're like, oh, if you sign up, we'll pay for your stuff and you'll get your shirt and your entry for free. And I said, cool. But now since I did 2, I'm just like, man, how many others are around here? Oh, there's like an infinite amount. I almost want to say one every other day, but there's like multiple each day. Every Saturday, there's 3 or 4 or 5. I'm like that guy with the watermelons. That's me. So I did that. Also, over that weekend, that same weekend that I did the first 5K, WWE had WrestleMania. And I will say I enjoyed the show, but it was really weird. And I'm not going to go in depth about it, but it was weird because, and everybody else has said this, there were so many commercials and big entrances, but the matches were really short. One of the women's title matches was 7 minutes long. And like, I'm used to, I don't know, even regular WWE pay-per-views before this, you'd get like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, a good long wrestling match to tell the story, ups and downs and backs and forths. And I felt like for a lot of the big matches at WrestleMania, it was, all right, it's hitting their stride. They're about to get, pin. Oh, they're done. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'm glad that character won, but you didn't get to go on a ride. It was weird. It was really weird. And everyone was complaining about it. So hopefully they fix it with future shows as they goes. I don't know. But then last week was the busy week, which is why we had to record early. On Wednesday, went out to the Wharton Center for their Club 750, had some really awesome food, saw a duo called Arco Strum, which one dude was a violinist, and he also played a bunch of traditional Chinese instruments, like the erhu, which is kind of like their violin that sits upright that has the 2 strings. He played a couple of the Diza, I think it was called, the different sizes of the flute. And then the other dude was like a nationally recognized world champion guitarist. And these 2 were like best friends from Juilliard. So it was crazy. They were playing traditional classical stuff between all of those different instruments, modern day stuff. Like there were some pop medleys with like Michael Jackson music in it too. It was just phenomenal. And then the best one was they played a traditional erhu Chinese song called Horse Racing. It was the craziest, fastest traditional Chinese instrumentation that I've ever seen in my life. And I was sitting there front row, obviously, because that's what I do. I was blown away. My mouth was just literally hanging open. My jaw was on the floor for that one. So a great show there. Next night, took Mom back out to the Wharton Center, Club 750, saw Adam Jacobs, and he was doing the works of Alan Menken, who was one of the guys who wrote for Disney during the Renaissance and stuff. So lots of classic Disney tunes and kind of show tunes. Really awesome show. Really love that one. Next night, took myself back out there, Club 750, Kevin Lee, a comedian / magician. He does like funny magic, and then lots of like patter and making fun of the audience. My whole table of people all got involved. I got involved, all these people that I was sitting with. Just a lot of fun. And like I always say, I don't say ha-ha and tee-hee that much in real life, and I did that night, and it was great. And that's what I did over the past 2 weeks. It was packed. Like a million things. I could go on about a million more things, but that's what I did. And before we get to a segment, I didn't know where else to put this in the show, so I'm putting it right here. We got an episode 500. Congratulations. From our buddy Steve Cadwallader via the email at thirdshiftme@gmail.com. Just hit us up and give us some love. He writes, hey guys, congratulations on your upcoming 500th episode. That's right now. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Woohoo!
He says, your podcast has been a staple through all these years and something I consistently look forward to every week. I'm so grateful that you take the time to put it together every week and make it a lot of fun. You're the best, and forget 5 stars. Your podcast is 500 stars. And then he also did a very gracious gesture, which I'm going to leave between us and him, but we both thank you for that one, Steve. And I thank you for the good words, too. You're the man, Steve.
You are the man indeed, Steve. Thank you so very much. It's for the folks that have been listening forever. That's why we do it in the first place,
Mhm.
because it's so great that even though we're a small podcast, we've got folks that have just been there from freaking almost the beginning or very close to the beginning.
Mhm.
And that's just incredible. And even if it's just one person, it'd be worth doing in my eyes, and I'm sure in Matt's eyes as well. Because you know what? We do it for ourselves as well. So to have anybody else go, wow, that is actually fun and cool. That's just, holy crap, freaking awesome.
And like we always say off air to each other, none of our friends or family listen to the podcast. So knowing that we do have a like ride or die buddy from close to or at the very start who's been on this whole ride with us the entire time, who we didn't even know. We just know him from doing the podcast and him liking the show. It's crazy and we appreciate it.
Indeed, we do. It is awesome. Thank you so very much. And of course, look for it. We will put something together. Like I said, we'll get something going for the proper 100 years that Matt's talking about. Whatever. I don't know what mathematics or things he's doing, but I just trust him, so I'll just roll with it. We'll go with that.
I'm just saying, 52 weeks a year, 520 is 10 years. I think we have missed like 2 or 3, so it bumps out a little bit. But you get it.
I don't know. I never got past high school, so I don't. What's
That's
L1?
That's a lie. What are you talking about? Blatant lies on the podcast.
Oh, goodness. So, yes, we have a game release. Is that what we're doing? The game release of the week?
That's where
we're supposed to be going?
That's where we're supposed to be going.
I guess. All right. So this is just right off the cuff because, as I already explained to you, I did nothing. I failed this week. On the 500th episode, I failed.
Jesus Christ.
How do you do that? Apparently, when you work a lot and you do what I'm doing, the days go by. And don't get me wrong, the work's enjoyable. I'm really loving this job, but I don't know what time it is anymore. It's hard to keep track of it. So give me a break. But I'm saved a little bit because my release is SAROS, developed by Housemark, out April 30th. So as we're recording, it is out for you to play. This is Housemark's next big thing after Returnal made its huge debut and everybody loved it. And it did pretty well. It didn't do amazing, but critically, it did amazing. And they just followed it up with this one. And of course, it is a bullet hell type game, sort of roguelite elements, just like Returnal was. However, they were like, no, we need more people in. So they made this one a little bit easier, apparently. And they added in solid checkpoints. So you can just warp straight to the different zones once you've unlocked them instead of having to take shortcuts like you would in like a Bloodborne or a Dark Souls type of game. No longer there. Boom. You just go straight to where you want to be as soon as you've unlocked that zone, making it very much easier. And of course, if you have no idea what this is, it's a third-person game. You take control of some dude, Arjun or some name like that. He is part of the 4th expedition. And what you're asking about? Well, guess what? We've colonized other planets, and we've gone to this cool planet called Carcosa. And they took expeditions 1, 2, and 3 there, and they were supposed to set things up, get things going. Well, everything went to shit, Matt. So Arjun and his crew, or whatever his name is.
Is he a dragon guy? He's got he's got a spear and a flail and a big shield. Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you, his name. No, look. All right, I'll find it. I swear to God. Yeah, there it is. Solitary Enforcer Arjun, Arjun, Arjun.
Okay.
Devraj.
That's right, yeah.
He's gone to this planet with his team. But guess what? He wakes up in a medical bay, has no clue how he got to this medical bay or what happened once they landed on Carcosa. And so the story begins. There's a couple survivors there, and he's got to piece together what the hell happened. Now, magically, and like I said, third person, you go out, you start doing this bullet hell stuff. You get these really cool weapons utilized from your suit. So kind of like a Samus thing going on. And then you can upgrade it and change the weaponry that once you find out in the wilderness. So it's that same roguelite thing where you never know quite what you're going to get. But once you get it, then once you're at base, your new run comes, you can be like, okay, I want to start the run with this gun, this gun, this gun. So you can kind of set the mood of how you're going to roll out every time, which that's part of the permanent leveling that allows you to kind of set the stage for success as you go on and adventure further and further out. So that's really cool. And of course, another thing they did to make it much, much easier is obviously, there's difficulty settings, so that'll help you out a lot. And on top of that, I'm trying to think of other games that do this, but there's other games where you get your permanent skills and they don't go away. So once you've leveled these things up, once you come back, you're coming back with those same skills able to be played again and again. So therefore, you can permanently get stronger and stronger and stronger as you go. And I think that's part of the whole return more powerful, what the whole motif or whatever motto of the game was. So in a nutshell, they're taking what they did with Returnal. They're coming to this new planet, new creatures, new biomes, new everything. Another very mysterious story, racked with a dude who doesn't know what the hell's going on, trying to figure it out, finding these expeditions that have been just completely decimated and or lost, much like there's another game we play that, you do something like that. And you got to figure it out and deal with those feelings and emotions. And on top of it all, guess what? To add it all up, during Expedition 1, your wife, she came to this planet. So you're also searching for not just what happened, but your actual wife and what the hell is going on with that. I bet you it's tragic. I bet you it's probably bad news bears, because there's a lot of, like I said, alien life forms who are not happy that you're trying to set up a permanent base here on Carcosa. So yeah, probably not good. But with that being said, critically, everyone seems to love it. Gunplay seems to be fantastic. I've watched some gameplay, but I've been mostly just listening to reviews while I do my walking routes, because I actually have this game and I want to play it. And if I watch too much of it, I'll never play it because I've seen too much. So I want to check it out myself, but I hear that the weapons are actually fantastic. And the further you get in the game, they become completely absurd and just outstanding. And you're going to really love just playing with the different guns and loadouts. And there's also going to be definitive bosses where certain loadouts are going to be better for that boss. So you're going to want to make sure that you're not just pigeonholing yourself into one gun and never try or do anything else, because there will be guns that will decimate bosses in seconds and allow you just to walk through without any issue if you're willing to open up and try different things. If not, hey, if you like struggle busting, do that too. But it's out, and I can't wait to play it. I don't know if I will tonight or not, but I will play it in the next couple days for sure. And I'll be able to tell you a little bit about it probably next week, because I'll definitely have played it.
So Eric just told you about the biggest, like AAA level, Housemarque developed game that's coming out. And I'm going to tell you about an indie level, ex-Housemarque dev developed game that came out in November.
Oh my God. Whoa.
Because this game just got on my radar recently. It's Sektori, which came out November 18th, 2025, developed by Kimmo Lahtinen, who is a single dude, but I think he had help with like the music and maybe a couple other things. Published by Chemo Factor Oi, which is his own publishing, so it's definitely indie level. For PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series consoles, I think in May it's supposed to come to Nintendo Switch too, but that's too long for me to hold off and talk about it. Because this game, like I said, he's a former Housemarque dev, and if you know Housemarque, before they got to be like this AAA level amazing stuff with Returnal and SAROS, they did a lot of indie level shooting and bullet hell stuff. And that's what Sektori is here too. And if you look at it on its face, it's 100% Geometry Wars. But whereas Geometry Wars was like literally 2D everything, it's still shapes, but they're polygons. So it's like 3D, 2D, and you're shooting all these weird shapes that are coming after you, and each shape has a different attack pattern or a different movement. That alone is cool. I loved Geometry Wars all the way through. But the other thing about Sektori is it's so bumping. Like the music is, you crank your headphones up and it's like slamming. The background is like pulsing to the bass of the music. When you blow up these other shapes and enemies and things, they're exploding into giant fireworks of things. Every single power-up you can get is like, it adds something to the music. It adds this weird sound effect, and it's like, it's a top-down look at the level, essentially, but these power-ups show up on the map, and they 3D out. Like it's this whispery, waspery looking thing. Like I always say, go watch the trailer for this. Go see some reviews of this. You'll be able to tell if this is for you or not. I mean, I was already sold because I've been playing this game, but I saw reviews from YouTube channels called Human Computer and The Gamersician. Both of these dudes loved it. They can tell you all kinds of good stuff about why this game is awesome. But essentially, you are Geometry Warsing. That's the best way of I can say it. But on top of it, it's also a roguelite element to it, which makes sense, kind of like with Absolem. I mean, a beat 'em up is traditionally kind of like a roguelike. You go as far as you can, you die, you start over again. Same thing with one of those top-down Geometry Wars style shooters. You go until you're out of lives or out of health or whatever, and then you got to start all over again. So you're doing that stuff. You're shooting. You also get power-ups, like I said, which give you like an R-type or a Gradius style power-up system where you grab a power-up, now you can upgrade your speed. But if you stack and now you get 2 power-ups, now you can upgrade your score multiplier. If you stack 3 power-ups, now you can upgrade your strike attack, which is this dash attack you can do. Dash and then boom, it does a little explosion around you. So if you're cornered, dash attack either to get out or to take out the enemies. If you stack 4 power-ups, you can upgrade your shield. Give yourself another shield. So not only does a shield protect you, obviously, but when it breaks, it goes this big, beautiful explosion that takes out so many enemies. My bacon has been saved so much on these weird bosses that I fight because I'm scratching my teeth like it's bullet hell to the max. I blow it, but my giant shield explosion takes out 4 weak points on that enemy boss. Oh, it's amazing. But if you stack 5 power-ups, now you can upgrade missiles. Now you got missiles shooting all over the place. Stack 6 power-ups, you can get your blaster upgraded. It's a constant dance of watching the game field, killing enemies. They all drop little fragments. So you pick those up. Those are essentially your EXP. Once you have enough of those, a power-up drops. You grab it. You look up. Do I only have 1? Do I have enough for shield? Okay. Oh my God, I'm doing amazing. I grabbed 3 power-ups. Oh man, I went past shield. What am I going to do with it now? But on top of that too, there are these different pieces on the floor that get you even more power-ups because you go into those, you can unlock roguelite stuff, like Vampire Survivors type stuff, where it can say, hey, what do you want to add to your deck? It adds these cards to your deck, which are themed around your abilities. So you can unlock the cards for missiles. And then when you do that, the next time you get one of those power-ups, now your missiles are faster, or you get a missile pod, or you get an extra thing, or missiles shoot out the back of you to cover your back. Stuff like that. Your strike upgrades this way. Your defenses upgrade this way. And once you unlock those in a run, you take those back out. Now you can add those to the deck of options you get for your next run. So it's totally roguelike-y, and it's also shooty, and it's also Geometry Wars, and it's to the best music you've ever heard. And you're just looking at your giant, beautiful monitor, and colors are just vomiting themselves into your face. And it's fun, and it's hard, and it's so hard, and I suck at this game, but I love playing it because it's one of those games I almost played all night when I was playing it on Monday. And I was like, oh yeah, hey, oh no, it's 11:30. I literally need to get off right now. One last thing I will say, there's another power-up thing on the floor you can get, which is it'll spawn in like an octagonal shape, and it'll cycle through the letters M-I-R-A-G-E. And you can only grab one at a time. So when you look at it, like, okay, grab the M or whatever the first one is that you grab. Okay. And it'll slot in down on the lower right-hand side of your screen. So you got to get all those letters in a row. Well, not in a row. You got to get all those letters. And then it unlocks super powered, crazy ass rainbow mode. The graphics go up to 19, not just 11. And you're like the most powerful ship. You're blowing everything up. Explosions are like 10 times more than what they normally are. It's ridiculous. And it's fun and it's crazy. Go watch some Sektori. Go play some Sektori. This game has got a lot of good reviews on Metacritic. I've seen it's got like an 89. And every review I looked up, everybody loves this game. But I had never heard about it before, ever. Like ever. And then a PC Gamer article told me about it. I jumped on it. I'm excited. I love it. You should get excited and love it too. If you're not going to play SAROS, if you don't want to do the high-end stuff, or you just want a cheaper alternative, because I think Sektori was $20 when I got it, maybe down to 15 on a sale, definitely check it out. If you love Geometry Wars back in the day at all, if you love regular shooters, like 2D type of shooters, you're not really into the 3D shooters where you jump and shoot, check out Sektori. It's awesome. It's great. I love it. Give it some love. It's been out for a few months and nobody talks about it, but I'm talking about it right now.
And while you're doing that and getting them games and having some fun, you know the deal. There's some free games you could go grab. If you got no money, you're a kid at home and your mom and dad said, suck it, boy or girl, you ain't getting nothing. You have options. You can go over to Epic right now. And these are free. This is actually God honest free. Epic doesn't cost you a dime, folks. You just download it. And you can go get yourself Odd Sparks, an automation adventure. You can get it.
You can get it.
I don't know what that is, but you can get it. Or you can get another one called Firestone Online Idle RPG Items. That sounds like a DLC, so I don't think that's a game, Matt. I think that's a DLC for something. So you got to get that game separately. Then you'll get this free DLC for said game, which will help you be more epic in said game.
Now, I can't remember. When I wrote that down in there, I looked on Epic, and I think it was like, hey, going live soon. So I don't know if it's like a founders pack for some free game or whatever. But it's the thing that we don't like on Epic. It's not a game. It's crap in a game. So
It's just crap in a game.
yeah.
So it's kind of a bummer when you see those ones pop up because if I'm not playing it already, why would it's useless. It does nothing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't be mad because Epic does give you free games constantly all the time. So there's those two for you for sure.
And then over on the Game Pass, which is free but isn't free, and I'm going to talk something about the Game Pass like right after this whole segment is done. You got a new release. You got Aphelion, which launched into Game Pass, which is that one where you're stranded on like the frozen planet and you play as the two different characters who have the two different gameplay styles. So I'm looking forward to downloading that and trying that out. You got Trepang 2, which I think is some kind of like horror shooter thing, but I've never played the Trepang games.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. You also have Inkonbini, One Store, Many Stories, which is that Japanese folklore, but you're running that grocery store. Yeah.
That's the one I was interested. These games typically don't, I don't mind watching some streamer playing it just for funsies on the side, but I would never play them. This is the only one that actually made me go, man, maybe. Because they get into it. They're like, no, it is a Japanese focused, little grocery store, 7-Eleven type deal. And you're keeping it up. And I'm like, I don't know, that just sounds quaint. It sounds just fun, like a pleasant experience to just be peaceful and have a good time. And I know I'm pretty sure the others are like that for others too, but they don't hit. This one was the only one that kind of was like, maybe I could do this one.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm a little sad that Aphelion and this came out at the same time because I feel like I'm going to miss out on one of those. But then you also got Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era, which is in-game preview. Don't know anything about that one, but it's an early access game. You also have Terratech Legion. Again, don't know anything about that one. And you have Sledding Game, which has been in all the indie showcases, which is that little just sledding game where you're a frog and you can hang out with your buddies and take weird, wild, goofy trips down a hill. Pretty chill, but it's cartoony, so you can fly off. I think you can get sleds and tubes and all kinds of weird things. Maybe you're sliding down on a duck. I don't know, just a goofy game, but an indie game that I've seen a lot. So there it is. It's out. It's on the Xbox Game Pass.
Go grab them up, and you can also, over on Amazon Free Games, get a couple games. You can get Kanuko Nico Super Muscle Cat. Don't know what that's about, but I bet it involves a muscle cat. I'll bet you money there's a muscle cat in there. Then you can get Fantasy General. This is where you play a general, and it's a fantasy, and you get to play the fantasy as a general. Wow. What a game, Matt. What a game.
Amazing.
Oh, who could have freaking figured it out? And then last but not least, Pinball Spire. You guessed it. You're playing cool little pinball sceneries, going up a spire, having a great old time. If you like pinball games, maybe this one's fun. I don't know. You'd have to ask a pinball snob whether it has the right accuracy and the right slub on the controls and the right hacks. And there's a ton of terms in the pinball world, and it's very much a big deal to them. So I won't yuck yums, but I don't get it, and I don't understand that world. So there you have it.
Well, that answers my question. I was going to ask if you've ever been a pinball guy, Eric.
No.
I've tried it, and
I suck. I hate it.
I feel like I can do video pinball, but I can't do regular pinball. It's not like I'm horrible at it, but like making all the shots that you see people do to get high scores, not a chance.
I always play pinball machines when I see them.
Yeah.
Always. But I suck at them, and I can't get the shots right, and I feel like I have Eric Luck. The Eric Luck comes out 100%. And every time I hit a ball, it just goes right
Straight
back down
the
straight
middle.
center.
Yeah.
Straight down the middle. Every time. And I'm like, this should be impossible. And yet I watch it happen to myself every time. And then I instantly go from 0 to 110 in anger. And then I back away and I walk away. And I go, and I keep doing it. Every time I see a pinball machine, I'm like, gotta try it. Gotta try it. And then I get mad instantly. And I go, your rule. Why do you keep doing this yourself? There's a whole genre of games you don't even play because you know what happens, but you keep coming back to this pinball machine because you're stupid. Ugh.
I agree. I would always do that at the grid. I'd make my way through the games that I played, and then they had like 10 pinball machines. I'm like, all right, it's time for some pinball because there's something tactile about it. Like I love shooting, pulling the plunger and shooting the ball.
Wind that bad boy back.
Yeah, and then it just feels right. But I can't. I just can't do it. And just like you said, it's always wherever I kick it off, it just spins and then straight down the middle. So you don't even have a chance unless you try and like tap the machine like apparently pinball pros do, but
you got to be careful not to, what's the word when it junks out or tilts? Yeah.
And knowing my luck, I'd tap it. I'd either get yelled at or I'd knock the whole thing over. I mean, you can't because it's heavy, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I would never do that. So I don't know. I'm glad we're in the same boat, and everybody in the world is in the same boat in getting a discount on their Xbox Game Pass, because I talked about it in the Discord because we didn't have a chance to get it on the show last week. The Game Pass prices dropped back down. Game Pass Ultimate is now $22.99 a month, down from $29.99, and PC Game Pass is $13.99 instead of $16.49. And I know they're not big drops, but $22.99 feels like $20 versus $29.99 felt like $50. I don't know how that works, but that's how it works. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, man, maybe I should extend my Xbox Game Pass Ultimate beyond what I've prepaid and all my stuff, because $22.99, that's nothing. That's a burger and a soda pop. It's nothing.
I commend them for doing it. You don't usually see stuff like this happen, but I feel like it's kind of, they have to reevaluate and they have to do something. Did they drop anything? Because the big discussions I heard around this were, did they drop any products to make this, the cost, come down? Everyone was talking about like the Call of Duty thing, how they should just drop Call of Duty out of it, and then they can further reduce the pricing because, of course, a lot of the hit comes from the fact that you got to make money off Call of Duty, et cetera, et cetera.
That was what they did.
Okay.
So if you are on the Game Pass Ultimate now, you don't get the Call of Duty brand new day one.
Yeah.
You get it the next year. So once the next one comes out, then the previous one comes back to you. But I mean, everybody always hates the new Call of Duty anyway, so it's good. You should just pay cheaper and play the good ones, right? Like that's what makes sense. But yeah, I forgot to mention that, so thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I heard you talk about it, but I'm not in the Xbox world, so I heard it tertiary, but I was like, didn't they do that? I wasn't 100%, or that was just they talking about it. So yes, they did do that, and that was, I think, the right move.
Mm.
I honest to God think they should probably cut maybe some other stuff out too, and get that sucker back down to like the cheap. Get it to where, because what was it? It was like $13.99. It used to be for the PC pass or something like that.
Well, that's what it is
Wasn't
now.
it like,
it was $11.99.
Oh, it was even cheap, $11.99. Yeah. That's to me, that's my cheap. That's when you were just talking about $22. That's nothing. $11.99 to me, that's nothing. Okay, have it. I don't know. I'll waste that tomorrow on a cookie and a coffee. That to me, you got me for life at that price.
Mm-hmm.
$13.99 is doing good. That's much better. That's making me go, maybe I should sign up for this again. Maybe. I got to look at the games and what's coming out and see, it makes me have to think about it, but I might do it. Honestly, I'm not lying. But $11.99, that's a no-brainer. I'm just going to click the button. It's no big deal. So I really think there's something else they could probably fish out of that and get the price down just a little bit more. But I don't know enough about the Xbox world to really kind of go on and on about it. But I just wish they could just get those prices back where they were, because I feel like they had a good thing going at that and them original price points. So I don't know. I think it's great news and it's awesome. And it's really cool to see them come back on pricing and finish things up. But people are going to bitch about the Call of Duty not being in there, but it's a no-brainer, folks. That's kind of a money maker. They got to make money on that game because it brings in bajillions of dollars. So just cut that out like they did, and bada bing. Now you get the great price of having all the other great games day one. And if you're a Call of Duty sucker face, you're a fiend anyway. You're going to go buy the game. Just go buy the game. Whatever.
Well, you know why they got to keep doing it, Eric? Is because that goddamn Blizzard acquisition that they had to pay $700 billion over 85 years.
And then they never made any of the Blizzard games like come to Game Pass for free. You're still paying for all of it. So like none of this makes sense. It's not even part of the gig you got going, but you own them now. But you're not. It's still just like a separate entity, though. It has nothing to do with each other. It's not merged. But then, like you said, we're paying the price for it if we want to be in the Xbox community.
I think recently they started showing up, because I remember talking about them on some of the Game Pass releases. Like, I'm pretty sure Diablo 4 is there now.
Really?
I remember when it first happened, none of it was, and they said it's not going to. But I feel like it did start drip feeding in there. Because I've said the word Diablo a few times on this podcast, and I would never talk about it.
If Diablo's in there, that's fantastic. I know WoW's not, period, because I do keep up with WoW still.
Yeah.
And that's not. But yeah, I don't know, man. If Diablo's in there, that's actually, I'd have to definitely consider it because I was going to play the new expansion, the Vessel of Hatred. Or no, whatever the newest last one is. I'm going to actually play it because it's the conclusion to the story. And so if that's part of the Game Pass, then I would love to get in on that via the Game Pass instead of going and spending the $60 or whatever it is for this expansion to finish it up. Actually, that's impossible though. Never mind. I already got it all bought and paid for on PlayStation, so that wouldn't work.
Plus, they wouldn't have the DLCs. But yeah, I just confirmed right now Diablo 4 is on Game Pass. All of the other Diablos are too. Looks like it. All the different ones. So,
oh, sweet.
Like I said, they've stepped it up over the years. So
shows you how much I've been paying attention. So it shows you.
You gotta listen to me when I'm talking about the Game Pass releases, asshole.
I'm sorry, man.
I'm telling you this stuff every
Xbox
week.
Stuff hits. I'm just like, oh man, I gotta stop doing that though, because they're gonna make a move and I'm gonna miss it.
And speaking of making moves on the Xbox front, this one there wasn't really anything about, but I put it in there because there's one piece in here that I'm just baffled by. Per Gematsu, also per a staff memo from Asha Sharma, who's the new Xbox CEO, and Matt Booty, who apparently is an Xbox person, quote fingers, Microsoft Gaming has now fully rebranded to Xbox. And they're going to expand the player base and strengthen their core competencies and all this other stuff. And said, you're doing the exact same thing that I did. You're making that exact same face. And I went, why? When was it called Microsoft Gaming? Wasn't it always Xbox?
No, it was always Xbox. And then for like a year, it was Microsoft Gaming. And now they're going rebranding to Xbox. You should have never rebranded anyway.
Yeah.
That was stupid to do. That was the dumbest thing you could ever do. That was when Microsoft, their little clause came in and they said, you're going to rebrand to Microsoft Gaming. And like you said, half the people didn't even know it happened because who gives a shit? Because it ain't Microsoft Gaming, it's Xbox. It's always been Xbox. But then they're acting like, oh, we're going to rebrand to Xbox. And it's like, no, duh. What stupid head told you to go Microsoft Gaming anyway? Nobody should have listened. It was the dumbest thing ever. Ugh. Idiots.
This isn't literally it, but this is literally the trivia question from a couple months ago where it was like, what did Xbox Live rebrand itself to? And it was Xbox Network. And neither you nor I nor any of our Xbox buddies in the Discord had ever heard of Xbox Network before, ever in their lives. And I will say, I only put this in here just because A, that's a funny bit, because what the hell is Microsoft Gaming? But B, it's a staff memo, it's corporate speak, it's blah, blah, blobs. But they were talking about trying to do the right thing for gamers and focus on what they're good at and bring in new things. And it's all corporate fluff and nonsense. But again, it sounds like they're trying to do what they need to do.
Get back.
Yeah. To get back to being Xbox again.
What it was, the OG Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to push that and make that be what it is again. And I hope it works out for them. We'll see, because we're going to be here for it. Now, I've got a couple things I didn't put in the show notes, Matt, but they're not big deals. They're just little tidbits. And I want to say, I'm going to gripe, but at the same time, it's, kind of cool and kind of fun. MSN, for whatever reason, my computer loves to put MSN up on my little display here and give me like all sorts of ads and stupid stuff when I first log in.
Okay.
And one of them was a thing, and it said Dead Space. Well, I see Dead Space. I go, what?
Click instantly.
Dead Space? Click on you. And the title was Dead Space officially returns in winter 2026. And I went, what the hell? Dead Space is coming back? No, I know it's not. Dead Space 2 got officially destroyed, canceled, canned. It's over. It's dead. It made no money on that remake that was amazing and beautiful and wonderful and everything else. I've lamented enough. I said, what is it talking about? This is crazy. And then it goes on saying, it's fluff, just Dead Space, blah, 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 the horror, blah, 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 Dead Space, this came critically acclaimed and this and that. Okay, we already know that. Then it gives me a tidbit that I kind of knew, but kind of didn't or forgot or whatever, that apparently Glenn Schofield, the main dude behind the OG Dead Space, has been talking in talks and saying, hey, I'd be interested in doing some Dead Space 4 if you guys want to do it. Because, in fact, they also clarify in the article that Dead Space 2 and 3 that they were going to remake were canned and dead. And so Glenn's been pushing for 4. And he's like, I got a ton of ideas for it. It'd be fantastic. I'd love to work on it. It'd be great. And I'm like, that's awesome. That sounds cool. Hopefully it works out. But it'd have to be the private IP because EA did some crazy stuff recently, and everything got split up. But that, like I said, that wasn't it. And then finally, after like 7 paragraphs, Matt, it finally goes, so what we meant by, what we said in the top end was that it's getting Isaac Clarke's getting a new figurine that comes out this winter for $500.
Get out of here.
I'm just like, are you kidding me, dude?
Clickbait Jonathan.
I clicked on this thing. I go through it. There's a million ads on the side scroll and everything's happening. You go through all this fluff, all this time of dragging me through this article and letting every ad that could possibly exist be there to get to what you were actually talking about, which was a bait and tease in the first place, that you're getting an Isaac Clarke figurine for $500 coming this winter. And at the end of it, though, the saddest part, man, is I go, well, I'd like that figurine, though.
Yeah, you would.
Oh, man. So, yeah, nothing huge. Just if you didn't know, and I kind of did but didn't, apparently Glenn is still, because he said he was like backing off. He was pretty pissed off after, his previous game that I didn't ever get to play, but I bought and I supported. Your game. I bet you it was probably good. I'll bet you it was good. So, Glenn, I wish you the best, man. And I want that figurine, but I don't have $500, so I can't get anything that this stupid clickbait article tried to give me and wasted my life on.
Well, here, maybe I can give you something back. Maybe 2 gamers out in, I think, Washington are going to give you some of that money back. This is a news article, and nothing's going to come of this, but I thought it was sort of interesting. 2 gamers are suing Nintendo. They're suing Nintendo to get us gamers some money because, if you remember, everybody remembers, they were the first ones to do it. Nintendo raised their prices on the Nintendo Switch 2.
Tariffs.
They said, the tariffs and the economic situation, and we all nodded our head and we went, we're so mad about it, but whatever, we'll just give you all the money anyway. Now, I find out as a result of this article, it was per Aftermath, and then I think I saw the article was reposted around on Game Informer and Game Developer and all these other things. So that happened. Tariff situation, we paid money. Some other district court somewhere ruled that the tariffs were not fair, illegal, whatever. And so as a result of this article, I found out a lot of these companies now have a way to request refunds for the tariffs that they paid for their products. And so these gamers went, whoa. Why don't we get any of that? We paid that money.
We ate the cost.
We paid the money. We ate that cost. You passed that cost on to us also. And so obviously they're not going to win. This is how the world works. But I saw that and I went, I want some money. I want $100 back. I know Eric wants $100 back.
Oh, yeah.
Then he's a fifth of the way to that Isaac Clarke statue.
Oof.
Maybe he just gets to not have his day off tomorrow and get $400 because of that.
I'd make $300-$400 tomorrow. Just
there
tomorrow.
You go. You got it. I feel like that's a noble fight, and it's one that I can support 100%. But we're never going to get any money out of that. But maybe if I do get that class action lawsuit card in the mail and I get $20,
I would sign it.
I'm absolutely going to do it. Hell yeah.
Get my $17 to $5, whatever ends up being.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, I think the most I've ever gotten off one was $22.
I got one that was pretty big once. I think I got $80 off of something.
Nice.
And I know Mom's gotten one for $2,500. And I was like, whoa, what was that from? And it was something completely, I couldn't have even had a shot.
Yeah, you'd have not
not even close. Yeah. But yeah, she's gotten a big one, and I was mad and sad at that point. But mostly it's $20, $10, I think, for me.
Remember the milk one?
Oh yeah,
I did the milk one, and I think I got $1.12 or something.
I got a free can of tuna off of the tuna one. It was supposed to be a whole bunch, and you can get one free can.
Oh, those things, man, they're always worth doing because it's funny to see what happens. But that's a whole side note. If they did, I would totally sign this one too because it is BS.
Yeah,
that literally happened. They went, oh, yeah, we got to charge all this, so we're charging you more to pay for that. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, we got our money back. And it's like, no. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Eric paid for that. Matt paid for that.
It's double bogus, because why should a company and a corporation will make it good for you guys? But no company ate all the costs.
Mm-hmm.
It was always us.
They raised the prices and everything.
Yeah, so even this pool of money, this previous, not to this lawsuit, but this previous fund that exists, that shouldn't go to them first. It should just go to us.
It should go just to the consumers, period.
Yeah.
Because they got their money through us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's us that need to be repaid because we paid for them to make sure it was okay.
Yeah.
So it literally makes no sense at all and just shows you, more corruption in the whole stupid, dumb world. Ugh, poop.
So if you're sad of big corporations and bad news and stuff, let me cheer you up with the talk of a video game developer closing down. Oh, Developer Spiders, who our buddy Generic Tag in the Discord is a big fan of their games, who just released Greedfall 2 6 weeks ago, I think it was, or at least at the time of the article. They are shut down now after 18 years of development. And I wrote down here in the show notes that it's probably Nakon's fault because their big publisher just went bankrupt and is trying to sell everything and everybody. But then I read deeper into some articles about this, and apparently Nakon going bankrupt. They're trying to get rid of everybody. But then 4 other developers underneath them also filed for insolvency, which is bankruptcy essentially. One was Spiders. There were 3 other ones too. So it sounds like it's all been bad, like top to bottom, or Spiders also. But yeah, great news. They just released a game that was pretty well received. Not gangbusters, but another thing where, hey, let's release a game. Oh, we got to go out of business now. Bye. So I was hoping if it was just Nakon going out of business and then they weren't able to sell these guys off, that they could rebrand and do something else. But it sounded like the company itself and the publisher both having a hard time. And so long. See you later, Spiders.
Farewell, Spiders. You're one of many. A lot of losses, a lot of developers going down. It's the way it, it's not the way it goes because it hasn't been like this.
Yeah.
But I think it is just an overabundance. And unfortunately, there's just not the audience for such an overabundance anymore. And if, as we always lament, if you ain't the 9 out of 10s or the 10 out of 10s, you're just not going to be there anymore. Unfortunately, it sucks, but I don't know. Hopefully we see a nice turning point someday where there's a good happy medium and the market's solid and feels good again. But I don't think it'll be anytime soon, unfortunately, Matt. So we'll keep seeing this happen, I believe.
Yeah, we've said it before. Other people in the industry have said it. I feel like the system's broken now. The
balance isn't right.
Yeah, there's something off, and something's got to change and get fixed. So AA level developers like Spiders, they should be around forever. AAAs and indies can have like ups and downs, but like you're in the middle. You're in the middle of the wave. You don't have moved that much. I don't know.
I can't even blame the audience. This is a whole other subject another day, but I just feel like the expectations and the money sunk into making games isn't proportionally right anymore.
Yeah.
I think they're like, oh, we got to have 22 million to make this game. No, you don't. We've talked about it 1,000 times, a million times. You need to take what you have. If you have 9 million and you need to go, okay, with 9 million, we can take this idea and make it into a 7-hour really cool thing here and work with that. And you got to stop going, oh, we got to go 22, 500, 300 million. I've been hearing games that take 300 plus million to make.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's broken. And like we already said it, almost like it has to collapse and then just rebuild from the ground up or something. Or some genius has to come in and just square everything away and get things figured back out. Because at the rate we're going, you're going to see just more and more developers going bye-bye. And they're going to see a lot of talent leaving the system because it has to, because there's only so many developers that are making it and surviving. And they've got their groups. And, there's trade out and in and outs here and there. But I believe that the market's going to it's going to tighten up. And you're going to see a lot of folks have to leave and we're going to see what happens. But I think it's coming.
And that's good for nobody. When opportunities dry up, everybody's in a bad situation. Yeah. Sucks.
Yep. So we'll just keep watching. But to end the news and little tidbits and whatnot for the day, just a star, a little tiny star of just some hope.
Yes.
Maybe. Because it's a decent piece, but it's not good.
Oh, no. Come on.
And I tried to tell you this. Man. The iconic Silent Hill composer, Akira Yamaoka, or whatever his name is. I'm terrible. I can't do this. You can't say names like that. Yeah. Obviously, he's fantastic. He made Silent Hill what it is. The music is just breathtaking. It's a mood. It literally is a mood. We kind of talked about that with games and whatnot in another episode. But he's on board with a new project. And it's apparently the third entry in Red Nun's Legacy. It doesn't have a title, it doesn't look like yet. But it's the next one after Remothered Broken Porcelain.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And apparently these games haven't been doing too hot. The article states here on Push Square that the one I just mentioned got a 44 on Metacritic. And that it's had a ton of performance issues and stuff. And so they just haven't been performing very well. But they're saying with him on board, they're hoping that this is going to be a turning point for them and that they're going to push to fix any previous errors and to have, obviously, his awesome, just breathtaking, mood-inducing music on board. And he's obviously claims that he's ready to work with him and can't wait, and he's excited about it. And so maybe good. I don't know. I honestly don't know much about Remothered myself. I feel like I should because I love horror games, but I don't recall these, so I'd have to go check it out. But I only saw the article and just, then literally popped down when we started talking. But I was excited to see him on board with it because anything with him on board, at least I know the music is going to be good, period.
I feel like I've seen some of Remothered Broken Porcelain because that jumped out in my head. I'm watching the Remothered Red Nun's Legacy trailer right now, and I mean, I'm not a scary gamer, but it looks pretty good. It looks detailed, and I don't know, with Akira Yamaoka on there, just like you said, the feeling is going to be there.
The feeling will be there.
As long as they do the other stuff right. Even if, graphics aren't 9 out of 10 or whatever, you can get that feeling and that spook and that mood.
The dread, that unexplainable horror feeling. And I'll just quote here. The CEO, Antonio Kanata, says that his work has shaped the identity of survival horror, and we are proud that this vision will help define the sonic identity of Red Nun's Legacy. And just basically says what I just said, is that they're excited to have him on board, and they're hoping that his music is going to help turn their games around and bring them up. And the only thing I can say to this is just because his music's there, I mean, your game's going to be good.
Right. Yeah,
so I'm hoping that knowing that they have such an iconic individual with them, that everybody pushes themselves that much further to make sure that their next game is like aces. And I can't speak to whether the games were good or not. I can only tell you that the Metacritics apparently have been really bad for him. So I have to go check it out now because if he's involved, I definitely am going to be keeping an eye on it because I love his music. So yeah, sort of good news, possibly good news. Like I said, a little spark of hope out there in the world for you.
I mean, maybe they pull a Bloober team and they say, no more shitty games. Yeah. Now that we've got a great composer,
shitty games, and
no more
boom.
Shitty games.
And then Chronos comes out and it's really good until you get to that stupid funeral room.
Well, don't think of that, Eric. Think back to the previous times because you talked about Castlevania. That's a long time ago, a Konami game. Oh, a beautiful game. Everybody loved that. And you talked about codes. You talked about that one giving you an infinite lives code.
Infinite lives, yeah.
And there's a different code from back in the day that maybe got you some infinite lives, maybe got you some certain number of lives, and that ties into Uncle Matt's Trivia Corner this week. Because if you remember last week's question was, which 2017 game by Team Ninja is very loosely based on the real life of the English samurai William Adams? That was Neo. And now, for this week's question, like I just said, what are the inputs for the Konami code?
Select start. Select start. Yeah, that's it.
Now, you are correct. It doesn't have the select start on here because that's what you did in Contra when you went 2-player mode, because I know I put that in a million times. I always think select start also. Yeah.
It's select start because you're 2-player. Who plays 1-player? Nobody.
I mean, I did a lot. Not that I had no friends, but I played video games a lot on my own. But yes, you got everything right. You got the point. You are still precariously in the lead, Mr. Eric. You're still the man.
Barely there.
Now I know the person who's in second place probably knows the answer to this too. So you're still going to be scratching and clawing by half a point, but you're still the man right now. And if you want to be the man, to beat the man, to be the man, that's a Ric Flair reference. Send us answers to that trivia question. Or, you know what? Just send us any kind of questions at all. Mailbag questions, comments, concerns, feedback. If you just want to say hi, you want to say post congrats on 500 episodes, you can send that to us via the email thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @thirdshiftme. Find us on Facebook, hit up the Discord, hit up the Patreon. If I'm streaming, hit up a stream. I should stream this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to be free or not, but I need to find a new game to stream. Noble said Muffles' Life Sentence would be good to see again. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Alan Wake 2.
What's that game? I don't think I own that one. That game doesn't exist. That's too spooky. Oh my God, too spooky.
Oh.
But if you want to throw your hat in the ring or weigh in on any of that, send that stuff to us. And you know what? If you see me on the street, write me a handwritten note and pass it to me, and I'll be scared, and I'll open it up. My hands will be shaking, and it'll be like, not Alan Wake. Play something with fluffy bunnies. And I'll go, oh, phew, thank God. Okay, that's the one I'm following. You can do that.
God bless. Or you can head over to Patreon, throw in a tip, $1, $2, $3, $1 billion bucks, or even just $1 million, where me and Matt will go ahead and start up a Food Lion store.
Oh, my God.
Remember?
Yes.
I don't think we're still contractually obligated to that. Did we take that off?
I don't think we've... No, wait. I don't. Yes, it's not on there.
It's not on there. So you lost your chance, boys and girls. You could have watched me and Matt totally fail and go bankrupt trying to manage a food store, a grocery store, which I have a small amount of experience in doing, and Matt has probably zero experience in doing. So we would have probably tragically failed. But you could have saw that, but you didn't. You didn't. There would have been babies in jars there, pools with goldfish or some kind of fish in there. I don't remember any koi fish. There was also there was a product for your penis I had in there. I don't remember what that was, but it was cold cocks or something like that.
It was cold cocks, yes.
Cold cocks.
When you got to cool it down.
You got a boner in the class and you need to go down.
Correct,
yeah, things. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There was going to be a lot of really creative items in that store, but it's not there anymore. So you can't get that, but you can still donate some cash, and we'll keep on paying the bills and doing shows. That's pretty cool anyway, right? Or if you can't give money, you know the deal. Get on over there. Get a 5-star rating on Spotify, 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, or go into the Discord and join up and go. And we'll go. We'll do things like that. Or mailbag questions, where we'll get to them one question every 5 years or so. It'll be great. And we'll have a ton of fun with that. Just ask Knowable.
Hey, no, I'm not going to feel bad for him because he's like 10 episodes behind, so he won't even hear that.
That's true.
Or that Buster. He'll never catch up to you on the friggin' points game, the whatever, the Uncle Matt's Trivia Corner. But he might, and you might, and all of us might listen to the very next episode, which will be dropping on around the 7th of May on iTunes, and Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, hey, if you like what we're doing, like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out. We really do appreciate it. 500 episodes, baby. You've been rocking with us, or you haven't been rocking with us that long, but we did it. Look at that. All those beautiful services, we're in 500 episodes on that. Actually, plus more because of IG2G, because of specials, because of the guest specials, plus the Persona casts, probably. All kinds of stuff. We're amazing. We're awesome.
Oh, yeah. Done a billion things, and, we miss you, Jim Ferrando. We miss you, Ash. We miss you, Randy Parnell. It was always fun in those days when we could call on them and get some cool little things going. But, we're not in that world anymore. But we still love you. We miss you. Hope you're doing well.
And you mentioned him. I got to say, hey, good luck on your recovery, Jim Ferranda, because he's undergoing some heart procedures because he found out he had some issues. So he's getting fixed up right now, or was getting fixed up yesterday. So good luck to you. I'm sure you're getting taken good care of, but send some positive thoughts to our buddy Jim because he's going through it right now.
Yes, indeed. For sure do that. Hopefully he makes a great recovery and gets back out there doing some really cool stuff in the gaming and anime world. And with that, that's about it, man. I think you're supposed to do a part before I threaten people with the 5 stars and everything, right?
I already did it, but then I interrupted with the gym thing.
Oh, but you interrupted it, and now the flow's off. So gone. I can just go ahead and threaten people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to threaten nobody. You know what? I'm just going to say 5-star ratings. It ain't hard. It ain't hard. I don't do it myself either. I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a jabroni just like all of you listening. But I'm asking you, don't be a jabroni like me. Be better than me and go give us one, okay? And if I start seeing them come in, you know what? I'll go give one to one of the other jabronis I watch. I'll pass the dollar along. I'll pass it along if I see them come in. If I don't, I'll keep being a jabroni just like you.
And with that, there's nothing else to say but...
Shut
up and sit down.